Okay, let's go back to our little list of things. Yeah, so I was going to show you some stuff. Okay, this is it. Right, we're going to go into optimal supply networks, right? And we'll build out from just one junction, or one tube breaking into two tubes. It's a beautiful story for that, as it turns out, called Murray's Law. It's a cube law. It's a straight. You probably wouldn't expect it. And then we'll get on to big network stories. All right. Okay, so I've tried to improve things a little bit. So these episodes are finally slowly coming up. But the idea is I'm going to break them into little pieces as, so this little bit we just talked about supply networks will be its own little video. You don't have to watch these things. I'm just insanely trying to record stuff. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so this should make a better kind of compilation of things. Madness. Yeah. And as I think I've said, there is an expansion pack story, right, which is everything from POX. So it's from previous edition of POX. Anyway, and again, not something you have to watch, but it's just to give it a complete package. Okay, let's see how Pratchett's doing. Some great work by Pratchett. And then we'll get onto things. But just killing it with the naps recently. It's just fantastic. So it's just great. Just so much fun. Anyway, that's the the dreadnought as a sleep. Takes treats, very enjoyable. I think I haven't showed this because this is all since last Thursday. Did I show this? You've seen it because Monty has seen it. Look at that. The athlete, the 17-pound athlete. We are trying, but the diet is not working well. Yeah, he's moving into a Totoro type phase, but he started off as 12. He's a decent-sized cat, actually. But he's staring at my oldest daughter, Sophie, trying to get something to happen. That's, of course, some crack-like food for cats. No effect. Did not work. Anyway, so that's his latest thing, is jumping up there and, yeah. Yeah, anyway, here he attacks a pencil. Oh, okay, we could do this forever. It's important. Okay, so I told you about the episode things. That's good. This is a little dark, people, but the founder of IKEA passed away. So Twitter, right? So Twitter has a bonanza with this, and it's hashtag IKEA coffin names. So I'm sorry about this. Anyway, he did well. He's 91, of course. I don't think too soon. Obviously too soon, but what's that? The first one, he will be buried in a month once they figure out how to put his coffin together. So the names are things like Bit the Dustin. I guess I shouldn't. There's Dirt Naps. Dirt Nap is really great. It's extremely twisted that people are tweeting jokes about the founder of IKEA's death, but also Body Box is the best. Worm Feeder. There's a little, you got to put some more mouths in. Anyway, Bought to Farm, which I totally thought that, yeah, Bought to Farm. Anyway, so it goes on and on and on. There's a lot of happiness. Slip with the Fiscus. Anyway, the Lingonberry. Very good. All right, so sometimes there are good things on Twitter. Okay. All right, so this is one last piece, and it is in... So this is a compilation of, I showed you these tweets of people going back and forth. So Clauset produces this paper. He's very excited about it. Here's the tweet about it at the bottom, which is scale-free networks are rare, Boom. Like, you're an idiot to everyone who thought they were everywhere or whatever. And then, so I showed you a few of these, but then, so here's Barabasi, right? I mean, this is big character. Every 5 years, someone is shocked to rediscover that a pure power law does not fit many networks. True, real networks have predictable deviations, hence forcing it, da-da-da. Sooner or later, the hoof will stick out because he said fitting a sphere to a cow. Very good. Anyway, and he cites his own, has a picture from his own paper saying exactly all this, And this is true. I mean, it really is true. I mean, people have known this for a long time, since the 80s and 90s when people started to get excited about power laws. Messy business. Anyway. But then this was pretty strong. Your time would be much spent, and this is true, much better spent doing science and not mathematics, i.e. you're using empirical data to discriminate between hypotheses about mechanism rather than just fuffing on about asymptotic properties, etc. Excellent was, excellent. Maybe he meant something else, but fuffing is totally great. The captain for South Africa in cricket at the moment is Faf du Plessis, Faf. Faffing is another one. All right, so this is Brockman. Okay, so he's talking about NetSci 2018. We may host NetSci 2019. We'll see. We put in a bid. Anyway, nice bit of work. Dirk Brockman is, so I've talked about his work, so he's the one who, he did the Where's George stuff with the dollars being traveling around the US and right, people recording where they were. So that was a dynamics of human movement, and he also did the spreading from cities, if you remember that one, right? So you could figure out if, by looking at where disease cases were around the world, if you chose the right initial city, it would look, and then use the airline networks, it would look, correct. Okay. In that paper in Science, he put in somewhere in there is a reference to a Middle Earth city. He got in trouble. He really got in trouble for that, actually. I don't know how much of a section he made up about it, but he did make some stuff up. And Science was not happy. I mean, it's always good to put a little bit of fun in there, but I think he made up a little too much. I think he thanks Gollum and stuff like that now and then too. That's okay. I have thanked imaginary characters because they were important. Okay, so anyway, so this was good stuff. And then he's gone, this other guy says, bickering about whether or not emergent, strictly, yeah. It's an extraordinarily sterile debate. It's pretty interesting. So I didn't know who this guy was. Peter Walsh, so he went to Middlebury and is now at Cambridge in the UK, and he studies apes, and he's trying to save gorillas and stuff. Anyway, interesting. But he just comes out of nowhere and just comes swinging in, just saying, you idiots! I'm not even in your field, and I know you're crazy. And he was totally right. Really enjoyable. Okay. Haha.